For sure. Consistency and all that. I think every man needs to understand this. So, we're in something I said. This shit's gonna have to be done delicately. Marriage is a sacred thing.
They're usually the most insecure. And if you try to act tough, Machiavelli has something for you. True power hides its claws. Real strength moves in silence. And the moment you feel the need to prove how strong you are, you've already lost the game. Walk through any gym, any office, any bar, and you'll see them. Men who've confused volume with authority, aggression with confidence, intimidation with respect. They talk louder than necessary. They take up more space than they need. They turn every conversation into a competition, every interaction into a test of dominance. And they think this makes them powerful. But Machiavelli thinks otherwise.
Sit on the throne. Sit on the throne. I'll just speak from experience. Hand her knives. Let her cut you into pieces. And the reason I say that is because you're not looking at her as that one you're going to end up with. You're there for a certain reason to learn something from her. So that you're going to actually trust the next one that you're dealing with, right? Every man is going to have to deal with that. Every real man that understands this girl could destroy me, right? Now, there's two ways to go about this. Now, there's the stupid man. His friends have told him, I've been that guy, so. But he fell in love and he thinks he can save her. It's a hard lesson every man has to learn. Some girls you cannot save. They don't want to be saved. That's not wifey material. So, and there's the second man. God told me this is my wife. So it's a whole different thing that people are dealing with. So give me a second and I'll explain it to you. What I've learned. You can have those steps where you're like, well, I'm believing God that said this is my wife. Let's see. I told you she's not here. You listening to a song or something. Unless you know for certain. Then you're going to go through the pain. Sit on your throne. So, to me, my advice is once she can't hurt you no more. Because that's all she's really trying to do is disrespect you, make you feel like you're nothing. There's something wrong with her, not you. Make yourself into a position where I go back and forth because I'm like, the scripture says this, but that shit ain't working. It's not going to work because she has demons, bro. I watch the same things you guys watch. I trace your steps and I think, is that wisdom? I normally will put away human thought processes and I'll stay in prayer. And I'll be like, when you show me what I'm supposed to be learning or what you're telling me, then I'll go with that. And then once he does, either accept it or don't. The issue, you guys, and I've told you this over and over again, didn't understand the entire plan. This is God's plan. So at the end of it, it's nothing's going to stop it. How it's going to end up, you're going to grow from it. You're going to learn from it. And the biggest thing I was saying is either God sent this person into your life or the devil did. And if you can't tell, you're the sucker in the room. So you give her chance after chance and you do the agape love. You're trying to be more Christianish about how, but it's just, you can tell this is not a woman that submits to the authority of the word. Like, you're not getting through to her. You're not going to. Because when you argue with her, you're not even arguing with her. Because she's not accepting truth. That's not important to her. She don't want to be saved. I'm going to say that again. She don't want to be saved. She don't want to be saved. So that moment when she finds out that, is it hard for you? I think all the men in my kingdom marriages are saying this is hard for us to accept. So, I mean, somebody had to end this, right? Because you've had that thought, you're like, I want someone else. You ain't said nothing to her about it. I did my job. I planted the seeds. We was always going to be like, demons are going to be with demons. Angels are going to be with angels. We're going to separate. So that time has come. So I'll nurse you. I'll nurse you. I'll go through it with you. And I'll tell you how I feel about it, what I learned. Sometimes, you elevate. And others have been like, yo, this ain't the first time I had a woman like this. I can handle this and it's fine. If you wish. But I'm saying, trust no one. David said the same thing. I put my trust in no one but you, Lord. And it's not a bitter thing. It's just an intelligent, strategic way of handling things. Because it's October, right? 3 days of darkness and all that. And I told you exactly what God's strategy was. And I took it back to God's perfect plan, and you guys destroyed it. So it's like, either recover from that or keep focusing my energy on trying to bring these marriages together. Because I was in a reconciliation, and you guys still did the same exact thing. Whoever couldn't, I'm not talking about it no more. But we're going to I'll talk to my men over the complaints that I've received in prayer. If she ain't, ready to be a wife, someday she will be, but she won't find a husband. So to me, it's like, I dealt with it from all angles. Like, I analyzed it. I was like, yeah, you have a familiar spirit of Antichrist, lying spirit. I think that humans are more in tune to no accountability. Like, they just want to encourage. They want to tell you there's something good about you. In heaven, it's like, nah, I'm not seeing anything good about you. Because the entire point is you didn't have God's love in you. And I don't care what you called yourself, a Christian or whatever, your acts spoke for yourself. So, I mean, rather than analyze it from a point of some Christian nonsense, I would say your lethal venom, it goes back to scripture. And if you looked at the scripture, you'd be able to pick yourself out. You are what you do. And I know humans they always want to encourage people because you have to have that encouragement. I get that. But the judgment and all of that, God punishes sin. And he refused to acknowledge that. So it's like, I don't know. All of us men, we've been waiting for the judgment to fall, but that ain't never changed. I mean, you're looking at, if I went biblical, if you compared yourself, like if I went biblical, I'd be like, Father, please step in here and clarify this, right? If I do that with certain women, he is fucking ruthless. He drops down, he starts pointing out everything about her. So we'll do that. We'll do that. And the issue is you got I guess you gotta learn. You're dealing in the darkest times humanity has ever faced. You're not looking at the real plan, which I don't want to say anything about it because I'm not permitted to at this point. But as the man, you were the head of the household. Your woman ain't act right, right? So I'll speak everybody's language here. She did some shit she shouldn't have done. Go ahead. Put it down for a second. Articulate your words. We'll work it out. I'm not certain. No, you need to make a decision right now. We talked about this, I think, 6 months ago that we were going to replace them. Prodigals, right? Everybody wanted a new person to kind of realize, I don't see a future with this person anymore. Right? They just deteriorated. They gave themselves away to the devil. They just became that person. Now they're gone. And we had to realize that, like, she's gone. She's gone. So then you're not putting your hope in trying to remove the anger you have towards me, or well, it would be me, that brought you two together. You're more looking at it, there's always a way. There's always some. Why not make both sides happy? Obviously, she wasn't happy being with the man of God, right? That just wasn't the life for her. So she wouldn't be happy. Then let her be with the devil. And then a woman that does actually want to be with the man of God, that makes more sense. But if you're looking at what it taught you, all the cuts and pain and false accusations, the attacks and all that, now when your woman of God gets uppity or some shit she don't like, which I guarantee you that'll probably happen, you're not going to respond the same way. You're just going to be like, but you're nothing like what I dealt with. So I think when I looked at so-and-so, you can notice I'm not even saying her name anymore. I had to compare her to serial killers. And I was like, well, you haven't done that. Female serial killers. Like, if it's that bad, and I've heard the term if someone's abusive to you, but this ain't my first time. What I realized is any woman you get, the fucked up thing is the devil's always going to be in control of your marriage if she ain't strong. And that's not what you want. You want God in control of your marriage. But if she don't submit to God, she don't submit to the scripture, that shit ain't working, bro. So if she's got demons, and I guarantee you at this point, there's something going on in the spirit in heaven that you guys don't know about. We're just trying to have two different sides. No more lukewarm, no more Christians, no more humans, angels, demons. That's it. So we're working towards that, and it's someone loyal to God, someone loyal to the devil. And we fine with that. That's what we wanted anyway. But when you're in a marriage, and it's a kingdom marriage, so I'll take responsibility. It was my idea, it was my creation. I'm not saying it didn't work. I'm saying it could have worked. Just like every plan I've had for you could have worked. Do I think it's going to work? Nah, it's too late now. I'm not going to say that you didn't do what you were supposed to do. I'm in so many reconciliations. What I'm going to say is you didn't know how to do what you should have done. And also, how many complaints I've had about people's marriages. And I've sat there the last 3 years like, I can work this out. It can be, and you fucked it up again. Damn it. You know how long it took me? And then I realized that I can only speak on my testimony, because I'll speak Christianese for a second. Blood of the Lamb testimony will overcome. It's just, how many people I've put my spirit in. It's every day. Either ignore me or use my strength to do whatever they want. And it's like, I'm not going to give you strength to hurt my kids. So it was, what I said was stay away from them. That's what scripture says. There are certain individuals who follow false doctrine, seducing spirits, lovers of self, not lovers of God. From such people, stay away from. That didn't leave our dating pool too plentiful, right? So then I realized that, okay, you guys got involved with someone you shouldn't have got involved in. I'm in the mess with you, so I could figure it out, and you just wouldn't get the point of leave this person alone and just let them go. Because, I mean, so and so, the last time, she just showed up and I met with her and I had no love whatsoever for her. She just started attacking. And then I realized these people are so trained by the devil that's kill, steal, destroy. It's in the scripture, so it made sense to me. I think if you're not awake and God hasn't like raised you to life and been like, all right, here's the situation, and you're not hearing from me, I don't know what to tell you. But we'll start here. We'll start here.